Okay, I'm sat here. You've probably seen my rambling video. If you haven't, you can watch it to see a bit of my craziness. And I've decided I'm going to do a bit of work. I didn't plan to, but I'm going to do a bit of work. So let's go so I can show you what I'm going to do. Stella, I'm supposed to be resting, but let me do this. I'll walk away happier if I do it, okay? So let's go. Let me show you what I want to do now. Decided that I'm going to try and sort out these 3 beds with my plan as I want it, so that I can walk away today knowing that at least this much is done. So let me find somewhere I can set you up so you can see me get on and do what my head is telling me I should do. So what we're doing is we're going to sort this out, get rid of all the bricks I left in here, and we're going to cover it. That's as much as I'm doing. All these slabs in there. I really should put the gloves on. So probably I should go get gloves. Where is it now? Messy. This is proving to be a bit more complicated than I planned, but not complicated. I'm complicating it rather than simplifying. But needs must, and I have to do these things the way I see fit. So this is what I am going to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut this down a bit, and then I think I'll leave the cardboard initially for just my paths. So I'm just going to cover it with weed membrane and leave it over winter. And the expectation is over winter this will all die down, and then when we come to plant next season, I'll plant through the weed membrane. I'll not lift it, I'll just plant through it, and that should actually do the trick. In order to achieve that, there's a breath here, I'm going to have to sacrifice this, which is actually spinach. I feel like maybe I could rescue it, but I don't know if it's achievable. Or it's better to just let it feed the soil over winter. What do you think? I've got more spinach elsewhere, so I'm going to do it. Thank you. Feel it. And goodbye. Sorry guys if any of you are upset by the fact I'm just pulling it out, but when I look at it, the leaves are not clean enough for me to see what it is I can grow and eat from this, because it's also eaten, well, not eaten, but you know what I mean. So it's funny that I dug through this soil and it's coming through nice and easy. So this is not wood, and even this I can just throw. So let's finish pulling a few more weeds out, leveling this, and then covering it up. And then next year you'll see what I'll do with it. Have to make sure that this is as steady as it can be. And to achieve that, I'm going to put one of those paving stones in there to hold it open. But I need to pull some of the soil before I do that, so let's do that first. So glad I bought myself some wellies, because they make life so much easier. I'm not worried about so that will rot down over winter and feed this soil. I'm being gentle close to the board because I don't want to mess it up. I really need to sort out my hole at the moment. That's not a priority, so let's focus on what we're doing here. I'm going to speed you up so you don't watch me do something so boring. As you can see, this is what I'm going to be doing to these beds. What's killing me is the sweat. Oh, I forgot to bring a sweatband, and so this bit of exercise is making me sweat and creating drip, but we shall persevere, we shall carry on until we're done. Aim is to get these 3 beds done, and then I can go home. The time now is nearly 2 o'clock. Let's keep going at the speed of light. At least for you it's the speed of light. For me it's going to be slow, but we will get there. Let me just go get scissors now. Oh wow, I like it. I like the tidiness of it, and I'm looking forward to growing in it next year. So what I will do is I'm going to sow some manure, and I'll put the manure in. So I will have to take the membrane up to do that, but I won't have to take the whole membrane out. I'll just take one side off, open it out, feed the soil once I've got my manure, which I'll probably do in next month, and then recover them all and wait for next year to grow. So let's see how much more I can do. That didn't take so long, but boy, it's hard work, especially when I've already done quite a bit of exercise today. So I'm going to try and finish this side, because if I can finish this side, then next time I come I can do that big bed, and that will be really, really satisfying. So let's keep going. Once again, speed of light. I'm going to take off all the bricks that I need to, dig the bed down a little bit, turn over some of the weeds so they feed the soil, and then I will cover the soil. And then last but not least, we'll do that bed down there, that one there. So that's going to be the last one. Hopefully it won't be too challenging to complete, and then I can go home satisfied that I've achieved something brilliant at the allotment for today. So let's get back to high-speed views. I actually enjoy watching myself and seeing what I've managed to achieve in a space. So these are great videos for me. Hopefully other people will enjoy them, but it's not absolutely necessary. I need to enjoy them, so I'm giving you what I enjoy. So enjoy if you do. Two beds done. I'm so happy. Tidy, tidy, tidy. I'm just, really happy with this so far. So now all we have left to do is that one on the left hand side. That one. Question is, it's 14:35. I've not eaten enough for the amount of work I'm doing. However, it will give me great satisfaction if I can complete this before I leave here today. And because of that, I'm going to try and get that done, because this bed has taken me about 30-40 minutes to do. So if I count each bed as 30 to 40 minutes, then it's about an hour and a half of work, which is good enough. And I'll come back knowing I don't have to worry about weeds on those beds. And then if I get energy tomorrow, if I don't end up going to the cinema, we can tackle that bed. That will be a lot easier to do, because all I'm going to do is try and make sure I keep the area where the plants, edible plants, are open, and cover up all the rest. So because we've got some red Russian kale, we've got some beetroot. I don't even know if the spring onions are still alive, but if I can achieve that on that bed as well, I'll feel like I am winning at something at least. But this looks nice. I like the tidiness of it. Doesn't look tidy, but for what it was before, and I didn't even take any pictures, dipstick that I am, this looks much better, wouldn't you say? Okay, time to tackle that last bed. And then after that, I am going to take some of the small beetroots that we have here, because apparently they're yummy. And so I'm going to take some, go home, boil them and eat them. And I might even pull out 1 or 2 carrots to see what they're like, but they haven't got enough of a growth on top for me to think that they're ready for picking. So enough chat. I did a lot of chat this morning, so now it's time to get on and do a bit more. Yay! I didn't want to miss this bit of it, but my phone has run out of battery. So now I'm with a stand that doesn't work for my iPad, and that is all I've got to work with. As you can see, that bed is nearly done. All I need to do is cover it up, and then I'll be finished for the day. And that bed has taken me a much shorter time to do, because it was so well dug over, and because it had a plant in it, the soil is nice and loose. So I'm going to cover it, bring you back at the end. I'm not going to try and record with this in place in case it drops my precious cargo. So you'll have to see the end, but at least you've had a lot of speed recording of the other one, so we'll just see what it looks like at the end. Okay, I'm all done, and this is what it looks like without my camera stand in the way. Well, my phone stand. So I'm going into all those fandango things, but that bed took a very short time to do, and I'm very pleased with the result. So this side is ready for just planting next year. All the weeds are underneath and they're going to slowly die away through the winter. And so next we'll be covering this big bed, which I think I am going to try and see if I can find one large, actually 2 or 3 is better, because if I get 2 or 3 covers, it will allow me to wrap bits of it around what's already growing. But today I'm going to take some beetroot, because I've been told apparently beetroot when it's tiny is extremely yummy. But before we do, let me just show you a little bit of what I've got growing in front of you here. Red Russian kale, and you can do with a bit of picking, but I'll come back tomorrow and pick some. I'll have it with some steak tomorrow. I've got 2 small pumpkins that really need to come in because they grew after I transferred my plants to the allotment. After I got the allotment, I moved them from the pots they were growing into here, and those 2 were produced here, so I need to sort that out. Over there we've got some beetroot, which I planted directly in the soil, and that's doing well as well. We know this bed really well. What's that on my paccho? Oh well, doesn't matter. It's not as if you're eating it, Stella. I got some spinach, bottom left, this corner here. That's spinach. And then I've got quite a bit of red lettuce, which I then discovered I don't like. So that's Marvel lettuce, which I do not like. Actually, that's spinach. That's lettuce. Those are a couple of beetroot there. I've got some kale, red, curly kale, which is red, I think. Or is it Red Russian? I don't know. I've got more lettuce in there, and loads of pak choy. I need to pick some pak choy at some point, thin it out a bit, just leave some to grow bigger. So I've got quite a bit of pak choy. I've got mustard greens. I've told one of the other allotmenteers to pick them because I don't think I'll be picking them. So let's go around the other side. These are volunteer Swiss chards, which I didn't plant, but they're doing well, so they're going to stay. I'll probably pick some tomorrow. Field beans that I will cut down when I'm covering this bed up, so we shall see how we do with that. Sorry if the sun is in your face. My composting in place is not working because what I'm composting is actually trying to grow, but we're going to cover everything now, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. Let's have a look more closely here without falling over. Okay, that's our beetroot and spring onions next to it. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a spring onion with some eggs. So I'm going to pull one up and see whether or not they've rotted. Probably could take that mid a bit, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try for another. They're all coming off at the top. You don't know what's happened there. Yep. Oh well. I'm not going to take it if it's like that. Ew. Took too long to harvest them. Probably could pull them out still, but am I bothered really? Not really. I'm not. Let's see if I can do it. If I put you down, take out this weed. Oh, you're supposed to take off the tops anyway, aren't you? I'm such a dippy. Anyway, I don't need a lot. Those few will do. I'll take another couple. And we'll see what it does after I've pulled these off. I finish the front. I'll then do, when I finish that bed there, I'll then do this bed. And then I'll move to those beds there. So now we're going to pull out some beetroot because I've been told they're sweet. Sorry about the crackling, but I'm having to hold on to you. Let's see if we've got anything else in here. I've got so many tiny ones. It's hard to see. They're all pushing out from the center. There. There's one. Going to pull out another one. Oh, sorry, you can't see now. There's another one. I wonder if I spread them out whether they would grow better. Now that's a good question. Would they survive and grow better if I buried them again separately? No more in there. It's not easy recording with that, but guess what I've just got? Look at the size of this beetroot. So this is coming home. I might have a proper meal out of this now. With some eggs on the side. Let's see if we can find another. Oh yes. Oh my days. Yum, yum, yum. Has it been eaten? Looks like someone is trying to eat it, but we'll wash them off. And look, yep, it's coming. Oh my days, I'm impressed. I didn't expect these. They were hiding very well. So I think these are enough for one meal. Yes, okay, let's get out of here. I'm now thinking I need to get some red Russian kale as well, because let's put these guys here. Let's get some red Russian kale so I can add that to my what's it called, to my eggs. So let's go get some. Okay, so with red Russian kale, what you tend to do is you pull off stuff that is on the edge. But I'm going to take some off and just throw it down because I want to get to some of the center ones, which are nicer. So, and I don't need a lot because it's just for some eggs. It's not like it's for a meal of a large family. Okay, let's get some from here. There are a few plants here, all gathered together. So that allows me to take from a few different plants. I think one or two more, and that will be more than enough. I'm also just pulling off some of the ones that are close to the ground and attracting snails. Okay, one more for home. Voila, we're done. Out of curiosity, I'm going to try and pull one of these carrots. Oh my gosh, I can actually see carrot tops. So on these ones on the edge, so I think we're going to pull some carrots today. This is so cool. This is the first carrot I've ever grown. You see, you can actually see them there. They're probably not going to be much, but hey, I'll try and leave one that is not grown whilst pulling this biggest one. Oh, look at that. How? Oh, I didn't expect it to be that big. And this baby one has come out, so I wonder if I put it back in, will it grow? Let's do an experiment, because these are the kind of questions we have to ask and answer ourselves. Definitely these guys who start to show up at this stage need to come. Oh my days. This is exciting. Exciting. This one has been eaten. See? And someone is eating it. So I'll leave that for the critters. And let's see if we can find some more. It looks like when they start to pop out on the top, if you haven't buried them enough, they start being eaten. So we need to take the ones that can be pulled out because they're visible on top. Lesson learnt. There's one here. It's small but twisted. And there I was thinking that because this soil was so rocky, it could not grow carrots. But we've grown carrots. We have grown carrots. Wow, we've grown carrots. We're sold on the carrots. I haven't even tasted them. They might not be as nice as I think. Okay, all the others are hidden well, so we don't have to worry about anyone eating them from the top. But we have managed, actually let's put this one back in the ground as well. Hold on, push that in, and then there. Make sure that it's in contact with us. There. There's the experiment. First ever carrots. So we need to wash all of these and then take them home. Yes, we're finally home. We're going to just make ourselves something to eat. The apples are from the allotment as well. One of the allotmenteers told me I could have some of the apples because they're not eating them. So I just went and got some of them on the way home, but I didn't record it. Right, omelette, here we come. Okay, look at all the mess on my top from the allotment. I've just come back. Carrot is washed. So my plan is to try and eat one of these to see whether or not what everyone says is true about carrots that you grow yourself. Apparently they're supposed to taste better than shop-bought carrots. So here goes. Let me sit down. Oh, there we go. It's got a smoky flavor. They taste like carrots used to when I was young, so it's not sweet, but it is carroty. So easy to eat. These carrots taste like real carrots. Right. Bye bye.